Okay, sorry about it being foggy. It's a little noisy because the guys are out here mowing, but we, as evident by the toothpick, we stopped over at Cracker Barrel because there's one on site basically. Got breakfast, but we also picked something up. I've been riding on a daydream. So I picked up a new little commode. It flips upside down. Yeah, this is the newer model. And it's a foot flush instead of a hand flush, which we think we want a foot flush. So I got to dig back there and get to my tools, which are somewhere back there. And I'm going to replace the toilet real quick. So you got to loosen those two nuts on either side, and then the connection in the back. Now, I've already turned off the water and allowed it to drain out. And I pushed the one-way valve outside to help out even more. So first I'm going to loosen the valve in the back, that connection. And the thing that I was concerned about is, even though this is a standard height toilet, that is a hard line that goes up to that connection that's up here. So I got a hose and a connector to lengthen it just in case. Just to let you know that the fitting on the back here that I have in my hand, you can kind of see over here, that was just finger tight, which they're supposed to be anyways, but I'm glad that it was, because I have to put a wrench back there. And then it was just a couple of nuts, see how dirty they are, to do the release of the bowl. So here's where the nasty part starts, and that is, we got a little bit of water here. Let me get rid of that. That goes down, and then this just comes up just like that. And we have a situation that was above and beyond what I'm normally accustomed to, and that is, there was a mouse living underneath here. That's nasty. Look at that nest. How disgusting is that? We'll have Heidi come in and clean that up.
Oh, I'm so excited.
See the mouse dropping. Did you get that washcloth?
What the hell's all that?
It's mouse nest.
Oh my. Oh my God. This is gross.
Just you, yeah. I mean, you got gloves on. Hell, it can't penetrate through that. There's no smell.
Nope.
There's no smell at all. Here, I'll do it.
I got it.
God, he's gagging. It don't bother me. I just didn't want to get my gloves all nasty for when I got to touch that new clean toilet.
Oh my God.
Look how clean you're getting it, though.
I know.
Heidi's the cleaner. If you guys don't remember, whenever we first got this thing, we had mice in here really bad. And I disinfected this thing. I tore out this wall in the bathroom to get underneath the shower and tub. And I made it sterile. The whole thing sterile.
Except this part.
Except that part. I didn't think to even look underneath the toilet that there was going to be a mouse nest.
Oh no.
Now, this is the glamorous side of the RV. Here we are in sunny Tampa, Florida, and here I am messing around with this. And we're getting ready to be on our way to Myrtle Beach, yet I'm still messing around with this. It happens.
Hurry up, because I gotta go to the bathroom.
Oh, Heidi's already rushing me. Haste makes waste, woman. There's only one thing to do now, and that is install the new bolt and assembly. Hopefully this fitting, there's enough movement here that it goes directly up into without the hose addition that I bought. So we'll see what happens. What you need to do is take this seal and put it on the bottom of the toilet bowl first, or the toilet assembly, like so. Make sure it's pressed on there and seated pretty well, like that. Now you install this onto what you have on the floor, and it's just a matter of lining it all up. Yeah, I like the fact that we're getting a new toilet in here finally. I mean, that one was 25 years old. It didn't leak except at the water valve, and quite honestly, if that water valve was as easy to get to as this water valve is, I would have replaced it, but it's not. The fittings back here, this whole contraption that I got going on, was a tough fit. I finally got it to start, but this line that I've got in here looped has shorter threads to connect to the valve on the toilet, so it was a little bit tough to get it started. And then I was concerned about some leaks, but there are no leaks, and it's quieter because of that hose. Again, when you have a hard line going throughout your coach, you get a lot of noise. And the foot valve, you just kind of half push it when you want to fill the bowl, and then once you get to the level you want, you just push it all the way to let it go on down. I don't like the way that it splatters around though. I don't know if I can change that direction of that valve a little bit, but maybe that's the way it's designed to do. I mean, this is the economy toilet, so, but yeah, it's nice and smooth. It works smoother than our old one. And the bowl is nice and clean. All right, so Heidi got her shower and I got Mother Nature's shower. And she got the inside of the RV all put away, and I got most of the outside of the RV put away, except she did some steps and stuff. But it worked pretty good. But I get paranoid and think she forgot something, and she probably thinks I forgot something, so we have a double check thing going on. They must not, it's not a bad thing. So I'm full of gas, and the truck has fuel. I mean, yeah, the truck is, both tanks are completely topped off, and we're kind of just going to point north. And as much as I'd like to shoot over I-4, I dread the idea of Orlando. So I guess we're just going to head up 95 and go up 301 to 10 into Jacksonville. I mean, I really like driving the East Coast. I mean, that's the way we came down. But you know, where we're at in the state, it's kind of just best to, well, again, I-4 would be ideal except for Orlando. I mean, Orlando's just a nightmare regardless. There's no real easy time around it. So, yeah, I guess we'll do 301. There's a lot of stop and go on 301. You know, a lot of traffic lights. Anyways, the toilet's working great. We don't have any of that random pump running so far as we can tell. The test will come tonight if we run our tank. Now, as far as the fresh water tank, that's what I'm referring to. It's full. It's completely topped off, so we're good there. So we just have to put you to destination, and right now I guess we're just going to type in Myrtle Beach, just get the GPS to kind of route us that way. But Heidi's, in the meantime, on the way up, which we have many hours to get there, she'll look for RV parks. She's got a few in mind, and we'll see what happens when we get there, because as we get to Myrtle Beach now, it is in season going to out of season, because we always went, well, no, it might just flip. We're right on the edge.
It was always the last week of August when we went, because it was close to Labor Day.
Oh, no, because the kids went back to school. Yeah, September.
Right.
So we're in season.
Right.
We are still in season. So, again, in Florida, you're out of season. Myrtle Beach, this is in season. So it might be a little bit harder to find reservations, especially this month, because everybody's squeezing in their vacation before their kids go back to school. That's what we used to do. But we used to wait until the very last minute, and our kids used to go to school kind of late in the year. Yeah, after Labor Day, and there's a lot of kids that start before Labor Day, so we'll see what happens. I don't know. I hope we find a spot, but we're on our way. That's all I know for sure. You ready?
Yep.
Okay, we're going. Well, guys, we decided to stop at the Georgia Welcome Center as soon as you cross over the state line coming out of Florida. our time's been okay. Our gas mileage is traffic's been really crappy. I hate 301. I hate that 65, 55, 45, 35, 30, 45, 55, 65, 45, just back and forth stuff constantly. But it's still the easiest way to get through the state to get up to this area. So we pulled into the center, used the facilities in the bathroom here, and we're gonna have some tuna fish sandwiches. Heidi's making tuna fish on flatbread, which we've been talking about it for the last couple times out. Instead, I don't know, what did we do? Taco Bell the last time, which that was a mistake. So yeah, there's a pretty good breeze that's coming through the RV. It's still 90 degrees in here, but it doesn't feel that bad. So we're gonna have our lunch. I'm getting ready to drink some water and replenish. Now the worst part about it was, part of our traffic, the problem, it was such an issue, is there's an oversized load that's destined for New York that takes up 2 lanes of traffic. They have a lead vehicle, and then they have 2 trail vehicles, or I'm sorry, 1 trail vehicle, and the rear trail vehicle, he blocks whatever 2 lanes so the truck can get to it. Well, anytime there's any construction barrels or barriers, that truck has to take up the 2 lanes of travel, the only 2 lanes left. And whenever stuff narrows or on ramps or anything like that, or if they want to pass a slow vehicle, they have to go over and, of course, hog up the 2 lanes. So we finally got past them once we got through the Beltway, and I had to do 80 miles an hour to get past them because traffic was just backed up forever. And of course, you know, it was my turn to go around like everybody else. And, you know, those guys are flying. They're not going slow. So we finally got around them. Thank you, dear. And I was really happy that we did. And we pulled over, and guess what? They're pulled over. They're at the rest stop here. So we got to hurry up and eat and beat them so we don't have to do that all over again, even though the road is probably going to be a little bit more forgiving now. So we're heading up the coast. We're on 95. We're in Georgia now. And again, we're going to head north. It says that we're going to get there like at 9:30 at night. I don't even know if we're going to bother driving all the way through. We might stop halfway. It just depends how I feel. Right now, I feel as if I could drive all the way to Ohio, but I'm sure at 10 o'clock tonight, I'm going to start getting a little bit tired. So I might be able to make it all the way. Not sure. Again, just not sure. So we will let you know where we're at, when we're at. We're in South Carolina. We stopped, like you saw there, for just a little bite to eat, and we've been hauling butt ever since. Traffic's been okay for the most part, but there's some storms or something that's brewing here. They started in the last part of Georgia, and over to our left is a bunch of heavy clouds that are like wall clouds. And they're coming, you know, from the sky down to the ground. I think we've dodged a bullet, or maybe that's yet still to come. I'm not sure. I can kind of see here in the breaks in the trees, but it's kind of hard to tell. We got all kinds of people acting an idiot, doing simple stuff such as driving into places. I've never seen more people panic for people that are turning onto exits than between Georgia and South Carolina. out of all the driving that we've done, they've been the worst so far. It's just like they panic. It's like they see a turn signal for an off-ramp and they just don't know what to do. I don't know. So anyways, getting back to what I was saying, we're planning on driving pretty much straight through to the Myrtle Beach area. We got about another 72 miles to go. I don't know how many miles it's been. I guess we're going about 460 miles today. And like I said,
there's Incredible Hawk over there. You see it?
Yeah. Yeah, there's some weird stuff going on over there. You can see those clouds. They're just so heavy.
Looks like a man with a...
Yeah. Yeah, there's just... Well, you know, it's just storms. It's just storm clouds, but they're pretty ominous looking. After we've been seeing sunshine for so many days, it's pretty wild that you got those clouds. I mean, they're just drooping down to the ground. So, we're going to pick this up a little later whenever we may be closer to our destination. I think we're going to stop at a Flying J tonight. Heidi seemed to locate one that might fit our bill. And yeah, especially since we're up north and it's cooler. I don't know how much cooler it is, but yeah, there's some good lightning strikes too. SCB's been cracking a lot. All right, guys, we'll let this go, and we will pick this up later.
Ooh, thunder boomers.
That was a good one.
Yeah.
That was louder than the truck. All right, guys, we're out of here. Stopped at a Flying J that is in St. George, South Carolina, and they don't have dedicated RV or truck parking. It's all the same. So you can see we're next to a motor home, but as far as this side and everything else, it's about all trucks everywhere. Trucks, trucks, trucks. But the nice thing is we're getting smarter, and we got here early enough that we are not fighting to try to find a spot. As far as the RV is concerned, it's about 85 degrees inside, and this is where we wish we had our generator set up to where we could just fire it up. But we can't, so we're just going to deal with the temperature and the way it is. This guy's got the motor coach next to us, has his generator running. That'll be nice for him. But yeah, I wish we could do the same, but not so. So we're gonna go to Denny's.
Is that where we're going?
Yeah, it's a 24-hour Denny, and it's in this Flying J Plaza. By the way, premium gas with my Good Sam discount is $2.50 a gallon here. It's where we were before. We pulled over because I was running really low on gas, and it was roughly 40 cents more a gallon there. Actually 49 cents a gallon because it was $2.99. So I just splashed some fuel in, just enough to get us another 40 miles and topped off. So we're gonna go get something to eat, and I'll try to close this out a little bit later. If not, we'll pick this up in the morning. Good morning, YouTube. And welcome to a noisy campsite. Well, we are heading out of here, and I didn't get much for sleep, but I thought I'd show you guys what this place looks like in the morning if you've never stayed at a Pilot or Flying J. What we're trying to do is find a dump station. When we came in, these two gas pumps that are on this side, they are for RVs. This is RV fueling. And there's propane tanks, so we're thinking the dump station's over here. I have to say that the Denny's was the worst Denny's that we've ever eaten at. We've never had much for luck at Denny's anyways, but man, that was some horrible service. The waitress was nice. It's just nobody knows what anybody else is doing in there, and I mean really bad. Like, one meal's complete, perfectly cooked for one party of the two parties, and the other ones, and it's not just us. It was like constant. Oh, it's horrible. So some of these people, you can see this is a stealth van or something right here, and I don't know what this guy's doing up here. Probably because there's no parking. But I think the dump station's up here. We'll have to pull all the way around if it is. So basically what you got to do here, since I have a good Sam's Club, I get a little bit of a discount, but it's $10 to use the dump station. So what I've got to do is obtain a code from the cashier and then have the hose ready to dump, and then you enter the code and that thing unlocks, and boy, it don't look like it's in good shape. Go over there and step on that and see if that works. See where it says foot? I'm just curious if it even works. It should lock. It should be locked. You gotta step on it pretty hard. So the dump station's free because their crap don't work. All right, let me go in. I'm not bringing the camera in because it's a joke in here. At least it was last night. And then we're going to hook up the truck, pull around, and do the dump station because we only have a little bit to drive, but it's all, I got like 2/3 black tank somehow. I think it's when we installed the new toilet. I was flushing it more than I thought. All right, guys, so with very limited sleep, I think I got, like I said, 3 hours. We made it to Myrtle Beach. The only little faux pas we had was me trying to fill a gas tank that was already full. As I was cussing out the gas stations, can't believe that their stupid nozzle kept on kicking off, and here I was running on my front tank instead of my rear tank like I normally do, and my rear tank that I was trying to fill because I seen I was empty. Anyways, that happens, especially when you're tired. Myrtle Beach. So we're in Myrtle Beach, and we are going to stay at a KOA because all these places down here, since it's in country or in season, they are requiring like 2-night minimum. Some places are 4-night minimum. Well, we may just be staying the night, and that's it. We're not going to commit to 4 nights. We can't, number one, because Heidi's got to be back to work by then. But we're going to stay for 1 night and possibly for 2. We don't know yet, but we're here. We ran through some rain, and there might be some more rain potentially, but we're here. So that's the most important thing. We didn't make it much further down the road from the last little clip, and that's because we wanted breakfast. And we are way early. We are about 10 minutes away from our site, and the problem there is the earliest we can check in is noon. Normal check-in time's around 2, but we can get in there. It's just sitting around. So we stopped and ate at the Waffle House. Now, you guys that are following us on Facebook, some of this stuff you've already seen, but the Waffle House, Heidi didn't care for some of the stuff, but
I mean, a Waffle House?
Yeah.
The waffles sucked.
I don't know.
My standards are pretty high.
Yeah.
Yours are not.
The biscuits for the biscuits and gravy was good, but I didn't really care for the gravy. The hash browns were good as long as the crispy ones. I didn't like the ones that weren't crispy. So who's being more high standards than you?
The grits were horrible.
Yeah, Heidi didn't like her grits at all. I ate part of her waffle. That was okay. The omelet was made very well. The ham, I wish it would have been smoked or something that was in the ham and cheese omelet. But the omelet itself, cooked to perfection. I mean perfect. So they got that going for them. But it was good, and it filled our belly. So now we're going to maybe go down the street and see if we can find some place to park and relax in the RV for a little while until it's time for us to make it to the the park. Well, guys, we are just off of Seabourn Drive. We're not that far away from where we need to be, you know, for our final destination. And we thought we'd stop and relax a little while since we got something to eat at Wondrous what? That's right, Wondrous Walmart. We got an RV in front of us here, and that's about it. Easy parking. I was going to face the other way, but no sense in it. Kind of need to go out that way, the back way, to get to the campgrounds. As far as the campgrounds, I'm not sure what they're like or anything else, but hopefully they're good, because they weren't cheap, but they didn't have, like I said, a minimum stay. So everything looks real good on the RV, and man, we've put over some serious rough roads and bumps. There was one bump that we hit that I thought for sure something would come undone because the road had grind marks in it from where people were jumping. I mean, this was on a highway. We're all doing 70 miles an hour. That's how bad it was. But the back of the camper, you can see, is just filthy. Hopefully I can find some place to wash this off. And our bumper, you can see where I peeled it away a little bit. And then I knocked it back to make that cap work. That's what happens when you get a low slung camper. So we're just gonna hang out here for a little while and maybe even take a little nap. I don't know yet. See what Heidi's doing. You gonna take a nap?
I don't know.
Yeah, she says she don't know.
Maybe when we get to our destination.
Oh, the wind is strong.
Door open.
Woo. Heidi wants the door open. There's a hell of a breeze, but I'm afraid facing the direction we are might welcome somebody that we don't want here. Turn the fridge on. I did turn on the propane. No way we can keep it cold in there. And yeah, we're kind of messy, but we're doing better. We're doing better, definitely. So I'm going to close it out for now, and we'll pick this up at the campground. Alright guys, so we made it into the Myrtle Beach KOA, and it's a really nice park. It's different than what I thought it was going to be. All the sites are kind of like lava rock, or at least our site's like lava rock. We got a pull-through site. They're a little expensive. I mean, it's $79 a night, but they offer a shuttle to the beach every hour on the hour. They have all kinds of entertainment, like tonight at one of the, I don't know what it is, a stage of some kind. They have karaoke. There's a restaurant and a bar on site here. It's just beer. The bar is just beer. And they have, of course, you know, a little store, and there's all kinds of activities for kids, which we don't have kids. But there is a pretty full venue here. With that said, what kind of activities are we going to do down at the beach today? It's pouring down rain, and it's lightning and thunder. So as far as outdoor activities, that's not happening. So it's nice to have the air conditioning, and as far as the electricity here, it's perfect. As far as the sewer placement and everything, it's perfect. The water pressure here is a little on the low side, but it's not any lower than any other park that we've been to. Plus, we're used to our water pump, and that water pump pressure is way up there. So, all that rambling, and basically this is our closeout saying,
As always, hope to see you out there. Bye.
bye.